welcome to a brand new episode of Coming Distractions brought to you by the Nerdpocalypse Podcast. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Carrie.
What's up?
All right, guys, we're back. This time we're going to talk about Onward. This is the new Pixar film starring Tom Holland and Chris Pratt. Carrie, you got to see this. You are the resident Disney aficionado.
That's true.
Yeah. So tell us about this movie and your thoughts.
Sure. So this takes place in what is ostensibly modern day, except rather than humans, you have fairies and elves and goblins and trolls and whatnot, just like living in a contemporary society. Basically, they're like, long ago, the world was filled with magic, but magic takes time and effort to master, so the people invented technology, and then magic fell out of favor, and so now they have 21st century suburbia.
Okay.
So, Ian Lightfoot is Tom Holland's character, and he is turning 16, and he's trying to take the next step into young adulthood and whatnot, and he and his brother, Barley, Chris Pratt's character, are given a gift from their late father. Basically, their father died when Barley was very young, and like before Ian was actually born.
Okay.
So too young for Barley to really have many memories, and obviously Ian never got to even meet his father. So they're given this staff by their mother, and it's like a actual magical staff, and it's got a spell written with it with a note from their father saying, if you use this spell, and I'll be able to come back for one day.
Oh, okay. So
they attempt it, but it gets a little out of control, and they only manage to summon his legs.
Yeah, I saw the trailer. That's pretty funny.
So they end up needing to get another magical item called a Phoenix Gem. And so they sort of get into Barley's junky van and do a quick little brotherly road trip to find another Phoenix Gem. So
it's basically kind of a magical road trip movie.
Yeah, it's kind of magical road trip. You've got these two brothers who are sort of, there's some tension between them and whatnot as far as how they handle it, because Barley is a big fan of a D&D style game called Quests of Yore, and he's like, well, it's all historical, it's all based on what our past was. So he like pulls out this card that's got like the Phoenix Gem, and he's like, well, in order to get the Phoenix Gem we have to do this, and like he sort of turns out being right about that stuff, which is funny. And then sort of this subplot is occurring with their mother being like, where are my kids?
Right.
And following
Is
after
that Julie
them.
Louis-Dreyfus?
Yes.
That's
she's
awesome.
Great. And so she meets the Manticore, voiced by Octavia Spencer, who's my favorite character in this movie. Who's
fantastic.
Used to be like a mighty warrior back in the day and whatnot, and ran a bustling tavern, which has been reduced to like a Chuck E. Cheese style establishment. So...
Okay.
Those two end up teaming up when the Manticore reveals to their mother that if they get the Phoenix Gem, they will unleash like a terrible, terrible curse. So, but like they don't know about the curse. Okay. They're just like doing this. So it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So it's a road trip. It's a road trip movie with magic, starring two massively popular Marvel characters.
Yeah.
What is their dynamic like? I'm kind of interested. Like, do they, because they haven't had that much on-screen time in other things.
Yeah.
So,
together.
Yeah. So what is their dynamic? Do they, or what's their chemistry?
It's good. I mean, it comes off like two brothers who are pretty close in age.
Yeah, because they are not at all in real life.
No. So it's like, I guess if Ian's 16, they say that Barley's in the middle of a gap year after high school, so he's probably like 18 or 19.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, they butt heads over like dumb stuff, and
right, of course.
Ian has problems like asserting himself, while Barley's like nothing but confident. So it's good. Like it's a realistic sibling interaction between the two of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's all right. So in the pantheon of Pixar movies, where does this sit?
It's like solidly like in the middle for me. Because
like, because I didn't see this one being like super promoted, which is kind of interesting.
I mean, I see a lot of it, but I also am on more of the Disney website. So,
right.
It's good. Like it's obviously like almost every Pixar movie, I believe. It's not a musical or anything like that.
Right.
It has funny moments. It is not their funniest work. I think a lot of the jokes are aimed solidly more at like a younger audience.
Right. Because now this is directed by the same guy who did Monster University.
Yeah. Monsters University is pretty good.
Yeah. I love Monsters. I like Monsters, Inc.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I thought that was pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Everything Pixar does is really good. The thing that I love about Onward is more the world building itself.
Okay.
Just because it's like, oh, they have like a pet dog, but like the dog's a dragon, like
right.
that sort of thing. Like I'm huge into D&D. I'm literally playing D&D by the time this comes out tomorrow. So if you're into like fantasy games and whatnot already, like if you play D&D or if you play stuff like Skyrim or Dragon Age or something like that, and you can appreciate the sort of like fantasy suburbia veneer, then you'll probably get a lot more out of this than someone who just like isn't really into that genre.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, but like the world building is good. There's some genuine like heartstring pulling moments. Like there's one right at the end where I was just like, ugh.
It's my dad.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. It's good. It's well executed. There was some stuff about this film where they were trying to make a big deal out of like, oh, it's our first out LGBT character, and she has like 3 fucking lines. Like,
okay, so
she's barely in the movie, and they made this big to do about it, and I'm just like,
yeah, when you make that claim, it's got to be kind of a mainline character.
Yeah,
for it to be relevant.
Like, it was cool where she's like makes this reference to her girlfriend, and it's just like treated as completely normal. I'm like, neat, but also like, this is not the representation I am looking for.
Right, just barely there.
So, but overall, I thought it was good. It's a fun movie. I mean, it's Pixar. They're some of the best out there in terms of storytelling in general, and this just continues to solidify that. So,
okay, well, there you go. So, Onward. Check that out. It's in theaters now, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks.
Bye. You're watching the Nerdpocalypse YouTube channel. Make sure you click that button to subscribe and check out our weekly podcast where we talk about movie, TV, news, tech, and weird stories from around the internet.